I need a vacation.
Dude.
Preston, you do it this week.
I can't get the energy, though.
You
You're
can't get
so
the energy.
energetic. I'm never energetic like that.
I don't have the energy to do it anymore.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Highly Suspicious Podcast with Louie and Preston. My name is Preston.
I'm Louie.
Perfect. That was spot on, Louie. That's exactly how I sound.
With the little hesitation. All that.
What if I had said, I'm Louie?
That would have gotten really confusing really fast. There are probably some people listening that would hear that and not know who was who at that point.
They'd be like, wait, really?
I thought Louie was the asshole. So, Preston.
Yeah.
How do we get more guests?
I think we do need to put out those flyers that we made a while ago.
That's a good idea.
I should remake them because they say the drop date is Tuesdays. So
that aged poorly.
but I think if we put those around, we might see some people. If I change them, I'm also gonna put like a email on there, or we could
contact us,
or we could put like our email. Like I'm fine with having my email on there. That way, there's a way for people to actually reach out to us. Because I'd be fine if somebody saw it and was like, "Oh, I would like to be on there."
When was the last time you checked the Highly Suspicious Gmail?
I don't have a Gmail set up for it.
I do.
You do?
What if Barack Obama is in the email for Highly Suspicious?
He's trying to get on the podcast, bro.
Kanye's emailed the cease.
I'm sure Kanye's emailed us. Kanye's already sued us. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's...
You're stealing my pod!
Dude, have you seen the whole, get Joe Rogan off of Spotify thing?
They're trying to cancel him, for real?
For real.
How do you feel about that?
I think there's something to be said about freedom of speech, obviously. Mm-hmm. And it is a public platform. There is also a point to be made about how Spotify really treats artists shilly. And, they pay Joe Rogan, way fucking more than anybody else on the platform is making, which is bullshit. Because most people use Spotify to listen to music, not fucking podcast. It is not a podcast-only site.
So, I think this is interesting. The podcasting has become an integral part for Spotify's business.
Yeah.
When they went public on the stock market a couple years ago, that was when they were getting into the podcast game. So they were thinking, okay, we're not just music now, we're going to
multi-platform,
expand into more shit. And that's why they have to pay Joe Rogan that fucking much.
Dude,
because think about how
crazy.
many people... Think about people's podcast consumption overall. How many podcasts do you listen to? A couple, probably.
Right now, none. In the past, I've listened to a handful.
Consistently, besides this podcast, obviously, because I listen to it for sake of editing, fucking kills me.
Dude, you listen to it more than I do at that point.
Because you got to think, I'm playing the same clip over and over a lot of times because I keep fucking it up. I'll keep trying to cut apart, and I'll be fucking loaded, and I'll be like, damn it, I missed it again. And it gets so fucking frustrating. But outside of editing for this, I probably listen to 2 podcasts outside of this regularly. And neither of them are, small podcasts. I feel like with how little time that you have in your day to devote to podcasts, if you're a Joe Rogan fan, that shit's fucking hours long.
Yeah.
So you have to listen to that whole shit.
I see Joe Rogan's popularity being the main source of viewership. Of he is himself controversial. He has controversial guests on.
Did you ever see his episode with Freddie Gibbs?
I might have seen clips. I only see the clips on YouTube. I will watch those. I do want a YouTube channel at some point.
The clips are all you need.
Yeah, they really are. Because most of the time, people, when they're having that long of a conversation, and, honestly, most of his guests have a tendency to repeat themselves. They're either just I think most of them are kind of full of themselves, so they're just kind of like mumbling the same message over and over again.
Well, you gotta think, like, he gets some people on that aren't, like, personalities. Like,
Yeah.
He's literally a commentator, so he knows how to talk your fucking head off. But he has people like Elon Musk, where even though he's in the public light, you know, he's not like
speaker. Having interviews really.
Speaker.
No. Yeah.
He's a fucking meme man.
He is a meme man.
I had one idea of how to get higher profile guests.
Oh yeah.
So you know, "To Pimp a Butterfly" by Kendrick. So, the last song on that, he cuts apart like an old Tupac interview, and he makes it sound like Kendrick's interviewing Tupac.
Yes.
And that's like at the very end of the album.
I love that shit.
So we can do something like that, where we like use like
audio files existing.
Yeah.
And create.
So President Biden, what do you think about this?
That'd be gold.
Come on, man.
You stupid son of a bitch. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Joe Biden quote right now.
Bro.
I can't believe that.
It fucking pains me how shitty of a public speaker he is.
Oh,
like,
dude.
Like, when he talks, like, I just fucking cringe, because he can barely even speak English at this point. They could have fucking... Kodak Black as president, and you would understand him better
yes,
than
you
fucking
would.
Biden.
Yes, you would. Oh, man. No, the reality is, like, is what it is. I feel shitty for... I have not felt good after voting any time I've voted. I've been voting for a few years now.
You gotta think...
Every time I've voted, like, a month after that, I'm like, man, I really should have voted third party. Or some shit like that. Like...
Voters' remorse.
Oh, God. But then the reality is I'll have that conversation with myself at some point, and I'll be like, you know what? If I vote third party, I might as well not be voting. And that's really depressing, too.
There are incentives to vote for third party, at least in presidential, because if they get many votes, they get, like, a portion of the money. So how about Ukraine? How about that Ukraine situation?
Yeah, what do you think about that Ukraine situation, bud?
My thing is, like, I've said this 1,000 times. People know this is my take. There is something over there that is valuable that the U.S. wants to be a part of it. Because the Russians have a clear motive to get to the water as like a port source.
That's true.
And, you know, they might have other motives, like, you know, Ukraine used to be a part of the USSR. But the U.S. has something it wants that we don't really understand. Because what the fuck is in Ukraine? I think the reality is America is constantly looking for allies. That is how we maintain world dominance, which adds to security, but also adds to, like, presence in other countries' minds. Or just, like, natural resources. It could just be as simple as that. We have kind of fucked up a lot of other places for natural resources. That's what I'm implying.
It's not surprising.
Kind of, that there has to be, like,
you're just
oil
saying
or
what?
Something there. If it's
oil's the most likely, that's the reason that we've done a lot of dumb shit.
If it's a big pissing contest, I don't think Ukraine really does anything that we don't already have.
True.
Because we have all those countries already.
We also just don't like Russia.
Yeah. But the one thing they taught me in history, never go to war with Russia.
I know.
They have nothing to lose.
They literally nothing. Russia, what you think of is Russia.
Have you seen videos of Russians on the internet?
They're the
not
best.
Scared of fucking anything.
It's the best.
They're fighting
all the crazy people that you
shit.
see on YouTube. Russia. People, like, driving like psychopaths. Russia.
Or Florida.
Right. Well, you have to think, people are weirder in small towns, like just here in the good old US of A. You go to a small town, people are a little more rowdy. So if the majority of your country is rural, those motherfuckers are crazy. And Russia is really only operated by like a couple of fucking cities where people are concentrated and living.
The rest is rural.
The rest is nothing. 50% is like Siberia, where nobody lives, is producing a lot of methane gases because of global warming and like the permafrost thawing, which is great. But I don't even know what natural resources Russia has. They have to be
snow, ice.
They have to be okay though, because they do operate pretty sufficiently like on their own.
They have everything they need.
It is a lot of space.
And they're kind of clicked up with China right now.
They really are.
Which is worrisome.
And North Korea. And some Arab countries.
Do they have urinals in other countries? Is that just an American cultural thing?
That does sound like an American cultural thing.
I think of a lot of...
I'm sure the urinal was invented in America.
I try to think of like all of the like American shit that is in our lives that we just think, oh, this is completely normal. But
I love seeing people who like travel here say 10 things I learned while in America or whatever, and I'm like, damn, we're really nuts.
They're fucking fat and ugly and loud.
Duh. No, the biggest one is like people say the portions are huge here by comparison, and that makes sense. That's very American of us. Urinals are fucking American as fuck.
Do you use urinals? I think this is an interesting conversation. Okay. Because there are a lot of people that just stray away from...
You're about to make me be like very weird, and I'm about to reveal way too much information.
Let's get weird, bro. Let's get weird.
So the reality is, for a decent portion of my childhood, I grew up Muslim. Muslim men, it is haram, as in it's sinful, to have pee touch you. Islam's a lot about cleanliness.
Yeah.
And so Muslim men pee sitting down. So you're less likely to get pee on yourself.
That's very interesting.
I grew up, and I still do, pee sitting down. I do not pee standing up at home. If there is a urinal and I'm out, and it might be easier, then I will. Most of the time, the stall is fucking dirty, so I'm not going to sit in if I just need to pee.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, I don't know. It's funny because I was thinking about that recently. I was like, dang, it's kind of weird that, like, I still have these things from a long time ago where I was Muslim.
That's very interesting because, I mean, it's not a religious thing for me that I don't like fucking piss getting on my shit, but I still use the urinals. Like, I don't know. It's more stealth.
It is more stealth.
I have a nervous bladder, so when I piss in the toilet and it's just, my water hitting the water and it's loud as
you're
fuck.
Aware. Yeah.
Makes everyone in the fucking bathroom conscious of...
They're like, damn, bro, he really needed to pee.
Like, damn, bro, pissing like a horse.
Dude, have you ever had somebody...
And in the urinal, it's low-key.
Have you ever had somebody talk to you in the bathroom?
Yes, someone has tried to talk to me while I was in the bathroom. Have you ever had those people that, you're sitting on the toilet and then you're at, like, a stall in, like, a public bathroom and then they knock on the shit and you're like, it's occupied, and then they just stand there
waiting. They just hover.
I've had that before.
That's awful. I've not experienced
and it's
that.
like, I can't shit now.
Oh my god. Maybe that's why you have a nervous bladder. Experiences like that. I've never experienced that. I do remember going to church camp and, like, sharing a bathroom. And, like...
So they'd be talking to you?
It was a similar experience to living in dorms and sharing a bathroom with people. I would hear people having conversations, like, in the showers or whatever. My last year of church camp, I was, like, comfortable with that and engaged a little bit. But I remember my first year being like, what in the fuck? And, like, getting to college, at least I had a little bit of experience with that. Because I would hate to be, like, uncomfortable like that going into college.
Yeah. I had to learn to shit in public places for college. Because in my dorm, we didn't have, like, our own bathrooms. Like, you know that. So you're basically pissing and shitting in a public bathroom. And I've never been able to do that very well when I was younger.
Dude, most of the time I wouldn't even end up using, like, those. There were always, like, bathrooms. I don't know. I feel like I was out most of the day, too, though. Like, not just chilling in the dorm. So, like, I'd end up using a bathroom somewhere on campus. And a lot of the time, those bathrooms were dead.
Hey, the bad bathrooms are the best place to shit in the fucking
Pristine.
world. You go in there, the way the lights are set up, that shit looks like the future.
Oh my god.
It's like you're
That's so
sitting on a
funny.
spaceship in Futurama.
That's so funny. I was thinking of this bathroom that I found in the natural sciences building. It's in the basement across from the chemistry lab where they like actually work with crazy chemicals and shit.
So you're afraid of getting like...
And there's just like it's not even like most of the time they're like full on public bathrooms, like multiple stalls and shit.
Mm-hmm.
There is one urinal and one stall in there. Like that's the professor's bathroom.
The executive
The
bathroom.
executive bathroom.
Where I work now, they don't even have a fucking bathroom in the office. They have a bathroom by the elevator, so you have to like leave out this door and like punch a code in when you get back in.
That's a stroke.
It's fucking dumb, but that's okay.
I have always taken long bathroom breaks at work. Fuck them. They can't tell me I'm not going to the bathroom. I could have stomach issues. They don't have to know that.
You want me to tell you about my fucking diarrhea? I know you're my boss. Do you really want me to be talking about this?
One time at Walmart where I probably disappeared. It's a big store, so I like there's 10 minutes cushion for just walking.
Yeah.
To the bathroom. And I always went to the bathroom at the back. And
that's what we did in Home Depot.
I was like unloading a pallet with some old dude that I worked with because they were all fucking old. There was only like one or two young guys doing the exact same job as me on my shift at least. They all worked like the night shift otherwise. As soon as I get back, I probably took like 30, 40 minutes because I'm just killing time and I had a long ass shift and worked late and was just done.
Yeah.
And he like asked where I went and was a little mad and I'm like, fuck you, man. Like,
mind your business.
I went to the fucking bathroom. He was like, what?
I got lost, bitch.
I got lost. Been at the
it's
job.
A big store.
Been at the job for like 4 months. I got lost, bro. I did bring my dab pen to work like every day. Ugh.
Good times.
Good times. Fuck Walmart.
I know this one guy who moved here from Texas, and he said that in like his elementary school, I think it was middle school actually, but they the badass little kids there, they kept going into the stalls and locking them and like crawling back under them.
Fuck yeah.
So what they did, cause like
did they take the doors off?
The janitors had to crawl under there through like all the piss and shit and jism and whatever the fuck else is on the ground. So they said fuck them kids and they took the doors off. So if you had to take a shit, you would have to take a shit fucking prison style. Like, can you imagine how weird that would be for like middle school boys?
Oh my god. That's fucked. That's worse than teacher's cock watch. That is awful. Dude, look at the way the smoke's like moving as a wave. Whoa. How big do you want the podcast to get?
I am Joe Rogan.
I am Joe Rogan? You want to be Joe Rogan?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, you know.
I was telling...
We'll both be Joe Rogan, so we'll be like one half of that.
No,
you know?
I want two entirely separate Joe Rogans.
I want my own Joe Rogan.
Two Joe Rogans is huge. No, I was talking to Nikki about it the other day, and I was like, honestly, I don't even want to be monetized because I want to be able to curse and say whatever crazy shit I can.
Well, we can still get monetized.
That's true.
There
are ways.
Porn is monetized. Anything can be monetized.
True.
No fucking way.
No fucking way. What?
We're recording this on Sunday. The Bengals are going to the Super Bowl for the first time in like 40 years.
Wow.
And they've been in a playoff drought for like 10, 15 years. They haven't been in the playoffs in forever until this year.
Damn.
Beating the Kansas City Chiefs, who were in the Super Bowl the last 2 years. So
Wow.
it's crazy.
That is crazy.
What a time to be alive.
What a time.
Anything can happen, you know.
True.
Because, like, Georgia teams were always fucking cursed for the longest time. They broke their drought.
Mm-hmm.
The Cubs were cursed forever. And
I forgot about that.
You forgot about that? That was always the thing.
No. I mean, I forgot that they got out of it. We've decided, like, we joke about people who just sit at the box at work like they've never been through a drive-thru before. So we'll like joke about trying to get their attention, and sometimes people will really sit there and have to put in some work if a motherfucker's window is rolled up. So we'll be like, hey, you order right here, the box, the box that's right here. I've done that. Did not work. But we've also, like, somebody did little, just progressively getting louder. That one was gold. Or somebody decided to pull, it's okay, Rocky. You can go whenever you feel like it. SpongeBob, A Simpler Time. That show was fucked up for kids.
It fucked us up just right.
Just right.
That and The Simpsons fucked me up for life.
The Simpsons is not a kid's show, when you think about it. But it's a cartoon, so...
So my parents were like, hey, watch this. I was 8 years old, fucking cursing and shit.
Then you became radicalized.
I don't know if I've told you this, but I used to idolize Homer Simpson.
Yeah, you've told me that. Yeah, I thought you said you still do, the way you talked about it last time.
I do still do.
I do still do idolize Homer J. Simpson. What do you think his middle name is?
Don't you remember that episode?
I forget.
So, Homer's applying for, like, a passport or something, and they're saying, like, you need to know what your middle name is. So he goes to, like, his, like, childhood home or something and finds his birth certificate, and there's, like, a smudge of dirt on it in his middle name, and that's, like, the reveal, and it's his middle name is J-A-Y. He was like, I will no longer be Homer J. Simpson, but I will be Homer J. Simpson.
I love it.
It was so dumb.
That's great. What quality writing? It's insane how long that show has been on.
It's insane how that show fell off like it did. Like, how do you make something so funny at the beginning, and then it just forgets how to be funny completely? Mm-hmm. Like, how is that? That's the same thing with, like, some people that make music. Like, how do you go from being one of the greatest of all time to fucking forget how to do anything?
A lot of the time, I think it's when things go on for way too long.
Yeah, jump in the shark, if you will.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times, shows will have a tendency to go on for a few seasons too many, and, like, you can tell consistently, like, as you watch it.
Would you rather your shows burn out or fade away? Like, would you rather them... Like,
I'd rather them call it quits.
Like
I'd rather them do a good last episode and, like, make it tied up and feel very nice and neat.
I think the best shows go on for, like, one season too long, because it's good for, like, basically the whole time, and then the last season...
It's still good, it's just not as good.
You understand why they're wrapping it up at that point.
I never finished Dexter because I didn't like it at a certain point. Like, the writing... It was when the writers were on strike, so I understand that, like, the writing was shitty.
But that doesn't help the writing being shitty.
Yeah, that's not an excuse in my mind.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of shows where they just go down in quality so much over time that you can't even finish it. Like, The Walking Dead was like that. Because I loved The Walking Dead. And then by, like, season 4 or 5, it was just drivel. It was nothing.
I'm really only going to watch... I have it saved in my watch list just to watch, like, the first season, the first 2 seasons.
Walking Dead?
Yeah.
I might rewatch it sometime. I don't know. It might be fun. Another show that I love and makes me question this a bit more is Sunny in Philadelphia.
Always Sunny.
They're like in their like 15th season or
They're
something
just
right
that
now.
funny though.
The past few seasons have been really good in my opinion, but this recent season has been fucking. It's bad.
I think there's a certain point where they might not realize that they're gonna get burnt out, and like, I know there has to be a formula that each episode follows. Like, if you watch any given episode, I like that you can watch any episode, no context, still enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's still going to be funny. It might not be as funny as if you get all the inside jokes and shit.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be funny. And I love when they're making a point. My least favorite episodes are when it's all about the gang. I like the episodes where the gang takes on gun control and like dumb shit like that. Those little one-off episodes where like you get to see Rickety Crickety pop up and be a crackhead.
That's something
for like 5 seconds.
That's something that, like, you know, if someone who didn't watch the show, they would think it was funny, but the greater context of that makes it even worse.
Yeah,
because they basically
he's
ruined
he's a tragic
they
character.
ruined his fucking life.
He really is.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of conflicting because when you can still bring such quality shit, you know, that far in, and even though it might not be as good as like the classic episodes, like I'm still getting moments from it.
Mm-hmm.
Something like The Simpsons, you know, you're not even getting moments like that anymore.
Yeah.
You did get moments like that, like in the last decade. Mm-hmm. You know, in the 2010s, like there was still a lot of good Simpsons episodes.
Yeah. My least favorite thing from recent seasons has been like the
COVID shit.
Yeah, or I mean, sadly though, like they have to be relevant to the news because that's always what they've been, and like politics and whatever. But has been like, you know how they seasonally do like the horror episodes
in Simpsons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Treehouse
of Horror.
Yeah.
I love those.
They're good. The older ones are way better though.
That's what I'm saying.
The recent ones suck. And I'm saying even back when there were good episodes of The Simpsons coming out.
My mom used to like stay up and watch that shit like in college. Like her and all her friends would stay up and watch new episodes of The Simpsons when it's coming out.
People used to stay up to watch SNL. I don't think SNL's that good anymore.
No, it's not. That's something.
Sometimes it's funny. I really like some of their sketches sometimes. Colin Jost and Che are great.
I think so too.
They're like the highlight of the episode for me.
Which is shitty that those are the people that do the same fucking segment every time.
Yeah.
Are like, you know, the best shit. But yeah, the sketches just aren't as funny. As
they've been really weird recently. I think it says something about their writers though, and like the people on now. Like I'm sure comedy has gotten weirder in a way over time, instead of just being like we're doing a bit.
Yeah.
Now it's like
we're doing something stupid.
Now we're being stupid, memeable, and meta. That's kind of how it's been going. I hate when they're like, I don't know, like trying to be trendy, but making fun about being trendy.
They did like, I don't remember what episode it was, but the last time I watched SNL, they did like a rap about non-fungible tokens. And
Bro.
And I was watching it with my dad, which made it even worse because it was just so fucking cringy. And
oh my God.
It's really them, you know, they're not just making a point about something current. They're making fun of themselves making something current like that. And
it's
it's supposed to be ironic, but it's so forced because, you know.
Yeah.
When shit like that is on the internet, like when there are no stakes in anything, when you're not making millions and millions of dollars or something, it's easier to be ironic because it's just fucking stupid. You know, we've said ironic shit on the podcast, and it's funny. But when
it's funny.
But when fucking Pete Davidson does something like that, and it's like, I don't want to hear him try to be corny and get a laugh out of NFTs.
Dude, fuck NFTs though.
I can't believe so many people are buying into it. Like, every day a new celebrity has, like...
Okay, so did you see the story that I put for the podcast talking about how celebrities, like, are kind of just making money out of it and laughing at you, in a way? Like, wasn't it Gwyneth Paltrow or some bullshit actress who was like, oh, I'm so happy I got this NFT, yada yada. Or did you see the thing I posted about Jimmy Fallon? Fuck Jimmy Fallon. Because he was like, look at my NFT. Ha ha. Like, get the fuck out of here. The reality is they buy that just to, like, market it to you.
Yeah.
And that's part of why they're sold it in the first place.
I just don't know how it's becoming such a thing.
It's bullshit. I also put a thing saying, like, land ownership was the original NFT. Like, money is not real, and you're deciding to blow a shit ton of it on something that's definitely not real.
Even less real.
You're deciding, okay, I'm gonna buy this just to share it with people who will then all have it for free.
Yeah.
You're dumb. You're really dumb. I want there to be a huge legal battle over ownership in NFTs, and I want it to, like, blow up crypto. I want it to be a legal battle that decides crypto is no longer valid and just, like, destroys that.
That would be very interesting.
That would be incredibly interesting.
I mean, that's a possible thing to do. Like,
I think crypto's evil in a way.
Ownership, like, it's just gonna take one person to be like, yeah, I'm gonna sue you for stealing my NFT, you know, because people do that.
And then they'll be like, no, you don't really own that. Like, a court could decide that if the case goes a certain way.
They could rule on it as something like intellectual property, where it's intangible. You know, you don't physically own it, but it's just.
So I could see it going down as somebody like
so fucking abstract.
I could see it as somebody taking someone's NFT, making it an icon, like, and just selling physical versions of it, like T-shirts or hats or whatever, and then the person who actually has bought that NFT, not owns, then decides, fuck you, I own that, stop selling my shit.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, that would be crazy. I could totally see that happening, though. That'll probably happen in our lifetime. There'll be a huge legal, like, case around NFTs.
Fuck it, we don't have anything else to do.
True.
It's at Watch the Show. Hello?
Hola.
Why are you letting the cat in?
I'm not. Come here. Come here, kitty.
I'm not. Let's cat in. Oh.
You won't even know I'm here.
What were we talking about? NFTs.
Oh my god.
We're talking about how there's going to be a legal dispute that's going to destroy crypto as we know it.
What was first?
Basically someone tries to take, a lot of times people will buy an NFT, post it, and then it's just out there for free. Like, you can screenshot that shit.
That's true.
Somebody could take that image that somebody bought for billions of dollars and try to sell it on T-shirts or whatever. And then the person who bought the NFT decides, fuck you, that's my property. That's totally reasonable. And then a court could decide you don't really own NFTs and crypto's not real. And changes the whole game.
That could go to the Supreme Court.
That really could. Easily. What state do you think that case would be in?
What a time to be alive.
That's what we were saying.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania?
That'd be random as fuck.
I was going to say California or Florida.
Somewhere obscure.
Probably California.
Most
everyone's trying to...
Or New York.
What do you have to give a fuck about in Pennsylvania?
My
You're
NFT
you're
getting stolen.
Amish. All you have to your name is an NFT.
That's cool.
I don't think they believe in those. They would have no way to access.
Yeah, they have absolutely no way to... Look, Jedediah, I built a computer out of wood.
Amish people are one of the last few groups that were allowed to
They can't even
Public-
hear us.
that and deaf people.
Oh no. The Highly Suspicious Podcast calls out the Amish and deaf people.
I think we're done.
Edit.